Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. I am Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo and this is episode 34, Getting It Done. Yes, I'm calling it Getting It Done because it's 34 episodes of something I started as a hobby, something I started only to do for a couple of shows, to learn how to stream videos, to learn how to record videos, so my sons, who haven't done it at all yet, can record their Battlefield and Call of Duty Ghost games and put them up on YouTube. Lo and behold, I've bought new cameras and microphones and built a green screen studio and have 820 subscribers now on something that's no more than a hobby. Well, it is more than a hobby. It's kind of an obsession now. I love and I'm obsessed with looking into the game and bringing you content each week and talking to the people at CIG, which I probably annoy just a tiny bit too much. And I'm looking at pushing from 800 to 1,000 subscribers. And for that, I'm looking to have a contest now. I'm going to have a contest that's going to end when we cross over to the 1,000 subscribers. And we have a show thanking everybody for subscribing. And I give away this. That is an F7CM Super Hornet donated by CIG. And it's going to be very easy to win. All you have to do is share the episode of the show, each episode, between now and the 1,000 subscriber. Every time you share it, you will get an entry into the random drawing for the Hornet. And that is going to be one entry per show. All right? How am I going to know this? Well, we're going to share it in 3 methods. One of 3. And you can share it on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+, or all 3. So I just said 1 entry per episode, but it's 1 entry per one of those. You don't have to do all 3. You know, when it comes to random drawings, they're random, and you can put as many entries as you want, or as little. I'm limiting it to 1 entry per social media per show. And the only way I'm going to know that you did this is if you take a screenshot and send it to theaddictedgamer@gmail.com. That's a biggie, right? All right, so we got that down. Second thing is, between now and then, I'm going to be giving away Hangar Flair item every episode, starting next episode. Next episode, whoever started writing in the last episode that they wanted the freelancer MIS model will be announced. Every episode after that, leading up to 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away 1 or 2 Hangar Flair items. And that's going to be based on this. All right? I don't have the money to keep buying them, and yes, I get 2 per, 2 per month. But in order to be doing it this way, I'm going to need some help. There's our website for the show, and there is a donate button on that website. If you want to donate to the show, please do, and I will use those proceeds to buy the Hangar Flair items to give away. And if I get enough of them, to upgrade the wonderful camera that was purchased last year for me to a much better camera that can see my feet too. I have feet, I promise you. That's about it. And I am excited about this because it really means nothing how many subscribers you have. The viewers matter, and the comments matter, and the shares matter, and the likes matter. I would take 95% likes on every show and 0 subscribers over 1,000 subscribers and 20 likes on a show. But still, I'm very grateful because I have the best viewers in the world out there. Why do I say this? Well, we're going to roll right into the next thing. I was wrong about the Card 2AL last week. I didn't think it was that awesome of a ship. And then 2 wonderfully gracious, giving, awesome people gave me 2 Card 2s. And I was excited. I mean, the first one I got floored me. The second one I got made me cry. I swear, I don't... Sometimes I feel like I don't matter up here, which is stupid. It's one of those things that everyone that does YouTube thinks, am I really reaching people? Because you're talking to a camera. You don't see the multitudes of people that are watching it and sharing it and talking about it. But when somebody gives me a ship because of my show, I take that and I am extremely grateful. And I wish I could give the names out on camera, and I didn't ask them. So if they do say yes, I'll put it in the show notes. But that was awesome of them. So I got to reading the information that was released on it, and that wonderful WebGL-based 3D depiction of it. I am so sold on this ship right now. Really sold. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep both of them or if I'm going to move one of them into a different place. Like I have 2 hangars. But I kind of got an inkling that maybe I will and just name them after, well, you guys tell me if you know this one. Viserion and Ragiel. I can't pronounce the names. If you could pronounce the names, please tell me. But they are Daenerys Stormborn's dragons. You have Dragon, and oh well, you know. So I'm not good with pronunciations. I'm probably worse than Eric is on his show when he did it. So I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. And the Car2 AL is going to be an amazing ship. Amazing ship. With that said, I think that it's time just to talk a little bit about what we do here at Star Citizen AA. Again, the original name of the show was supposed to be the Admirals Club, but we stuck with AA after a while because it made more sense tying it into the Addicted Gamer Network, which is why I have the addictedgamer@gmail.com, which is where you're sending those, those shares. But there's a lot of people that are buying a lot of ships, and sometimes I feel like I feed the hysteria, and I don't want to do that. I want to remind you to be responsible in your purchases, to make sure that you're using money that's not slated for things like food or clothing or rent or a car payment or insurance, or, spending without telling your husband or wife or girlfriend or mom or dad, because these ships are expensive at times, right? The last couple of ships have been over $150 for the packages. And that's quite a lot of money for a virtual item that, might never happen. It is going to happen, but there's always a possibility of things not happening. I guess in this day and age, our virtual goods that we own are just as important as our real, that we could touch goods. But I just want you to be careful. And why I say this is, some of these ships, like the ones that we're having right now, are going to be available in game all the time. So far, only one ship is not going to be available for purchase in game unless you're buying it from somebody with in-game currency, and that's the Vandal Scythe, right? But every other ship will be able to be found one way or another, with the exception possibly of some of the limited ships, like the Freelancer MIS the last time. It'll come back from time to time as a sale item, but I don't think it's going to be just openly available in-game, as was the Hornet that I showed up here a few moments ago. So be careful. When you're buying ships that are going to readily be available, maybe you should be doing the buy a $25 gift card every week, or buy a Hornet, not a Hornet, a Aurora every couple of weeks, and save up that way for a big ship purchase in the future. That way it doesn't hurt, and in the long run you still have the funds ready when they drop a ship sale on us like they did this past week, which is unfair because it was right after the Freelancer sale. I am still saying be careful. There might be a sale every couple of weeks for the summer. They're trying to get us ready for the live version of 1.0 of Arena Commander and get a lot of publicity behind the game to get it ready for launch late next year. All right, we're moving right along here. We had the $47 million stretch goal hit, and that unlocked the engine tuning kit, which I was wrong about last week when I said we got that last week. Last week, I should have said that we got the upgraded scanner software. So now we have our engine tuning kit, and essentially the poll went the way of people that said, yeah, keep giving us stretch goals. That's what happened at the $46 million stretch goal letter. And in this letter from the chairman, Chris was like, all right, you guys asked for it, but it's not going to be new features or anything big all the time. Sometimes it's just going to be this, a Xi'an plant. So we're getting a plant if we hit $47 million, which we should easily hit because there's going to be 3 big sales over the course of the next month. And that's going to be next 3 months. And that's going to be the Constellation. It's also going to be the Cutlass. It's also going to be the Retaliator, right? Those are the next 3 in line. Not to mention, they've got to bring out something with the Avenger at some point. We were promised a trainer version. So we're going to hit 47 million. And the Xi'an plant is very specific. It's like a bonsai tree. It blooms every 100 years. You're going to have it. It's going to be Flair that goes in your hangar, which will probably go in your office later on, your personal space in your hangar, or possibly be able to put in your ship. But that's going to be the item that we get for $47 million. So expect a lot of things along that, type of gift until they come up with new directions that they want to decide where to put the money. That's another one of the stretch goals I think they're going to give us, which is going to be, all right, we can go here or we can go there. We could start working on procedural, or we could start working on taking over the space stations in the lawless areas. So there's going to be things coming up in the future, but this is one of the reasons why I said I'd rather not have any stretch goals and just say, you know what, every $1 million, just give us a Flair item and that would be cool. But I guess this keeps us more involved and keeps us spending. Well, actually, that's what the ship sales are doing, right? So I'm kind of thinking that we're moving into a different era where they're just going to drop a ship sale on us every now and then to generate income. And the letters from the chairman are going to be more about what's going on and where they've gotten with the money that they've spent so far, and not this is what we're going to give you for the next $1 million, which I will definitely be grateful for. Not a lot's happened since Thursday, right? We had a 10 for the chairman. There were a bunch of things in the developers forums. One thing I picked out happened to be something that we talked about over and over again in the past, but there's so many new users, we have to be able to answer their question because there's no real way to search on old answers, right? Somebody asked, are there going to be windows in the hangar? We've been told that before. Yes. They're going to make the hangar very immersive and not feel like it's off somewhere else in a different game. It's going to feel very much part of the game, especially when the doors that are in the hangar actually lead to the rest of the player universe. So I see the developers area a lot, every single day, in fact. And I'll read through 5 or 10 or 15 of the answers from each one of the categories and get an idea of where get an idea quickly on if there are new questions in there or they're answering old questions on where the game is and where it's going. And I can tell you this, these guys are on. They're on fire. There's a lot getting done right now, and we'll be moving very quickly through the next couple of patches for Arena Commander, and hopefully by end of year into version 2.0. I know somewhere, maybe it was in that PC Magazine, there was a timeline, but I guess that timeline was out there before they actually released Arena Commander. My big thing that I'm waiting for right now is my invitation to multiplayer, and then I'm waiting for my Avenger, okay? So I'm getting rid of the iPad. It's tradition, right? All right, and plus it becomes cumbersome to hold. I'd love for somebody to tell me about a teleprompter I can get to put right there so I could read it. All right, next piece. We're moving on from here. I just want to talk very quickly about Confessions of a Star Citizen Addict. If you think it was an asset to the show, please go out to starcitizenaa.com and leave something out there. Leave me a confession. If you don't think it was an asset, please just tell me in the comments below. I thought they were pretty funny. I thought they were pretty engaging. I thought they were pretty interesting to read other people's stories. I started it with my story of, I started off with a mercenary, upgraded to an arbiter, changed the arbiter to a freelancer, bought a new Aurora, changed the Aurora to a 315, changed that 315 to a 325A, dumped both the 325A and the arbiter package, and then bought a freelancer. then, but I went through this piece and I talked about it verbatim and in length about what my thoughts were behind each purchase. And other people gave very, very rich, thoughtful short stories, which were amazing. And some people gave true stories about their life and how Star Citizen has given them something to look forward to. A lot of them being Chris Roberts fans from years ago. All right, so next piece before we end is, I want to call it British Invasion Part 2. Why am I calling it this? Well, there's 4 British game developers right now, all with crowd-funded games that are coming out that were game developers back in the 80s and 90s that I followed incredibly well. Number 1, Chris, of course, with Star Citizen. Number 2, and you should know this from the Arena Commander manual, it is Lord British, okay? So you're looking at a game from him, which is coming out, I think, rather quickly. And it's the Shrouds of the Avatar, I think it's called. And I pledged for that one because it actually gets you some flair inside of Star Citizen. But Richard Garriott has been an awesome game developer, and I even followed him into an NCSoft failure, but Richard Garriott, good game, which was Tabula Rasa. And I am very high on some of the things that he's done. This game, Shrouds of the Avatar, is going to be very much like Ultima Online was. In fact, if you read in the Arena Commander manual, you'll see the ad for it. It's actually even making fun that it's part of the original systems. So it's pretty cool. The next guy in line is David Braben. And he brought me one of the first addicted games I ever had, which was called Elite. And I played Elite, Elite 2, Elite 3, and now I'm going to be playing Elite Dangerous. The next beta, Beta 2, goes live today. And I should be in that game by end of tonight if I can get this edited pretty fast. And Elite is a game in the same genre that we're going into, but not as vast. They're going to give us 400 billion planets to go out and see. Of course, in our lifetime, we will never see every single planet in the Elite Dangerous universe. It's impossible, right? But I can't wait to start exploring that universe. There's a lot less technology behind his game in some respects, and a lot more, well, not a lot more, and as much in others. The game is not rendered anywhere near as detailed as the Star Citizen universe, but you still have pirates, you still have the ability to do whatever you want, wherever you want, go wherever you want, and you've got a lot more star systems to go to. Currently, I think there's going to be somewhere between 5 and 8 systems to go to, and a number of ships that you could play. In the end, that's going to grow immensely. Then there's Peter Molyneux, and I think that's how you say his name. He brought us games like Theme Park and Theme Hospital and Populous and a lot of games like that. And he's bringing back the Populous style God, the finger of God comes down and squashes you game. And that's called Goddess, and you can get that on Steam now. It's actually pretty good. Out of all the games that you can get readily, Goddess you can do because I think it's like either Greenlight or one of those Play Now and it's early release. It's actually a pretty decent game. It's had some issues with crashing on my system a couple of times in the past, but I actually have played it a little bit and like it. It reminds me a little bit of Populous, but I played it so long ago, I'm thinking that maybe Populous was better at this point. This game is by no means done. So every one of these games are being crowdfunded, and that's pretty good. They're being internally published and funded by people that think the game is worth it. I think that's awesome, and for these 4 gentlemen to come back after so long being away is amazing, and I hope every one of them succeeds. That's the end of the show, almost, okay? First off, I'd like to thank the 820 people that subscribed and watched 54,000 times my episodes for a ton of minutes. I'm very grateful to you all. Thank you so much. And the next thing is our farewell. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I'll be back again soon. I promise you I'm working on the next in the series of How to Fly with the HOTAS. And that should be out by end of week. And until then, thank you. Be safe out there, and goodbye.